Raiders have made it this far. It is no surprise at all. They are definitely a talented squad and well coached by Jay Campbell. So I think the surprise has been how this media thing has grown so rapidly, as well as learning the many UIL rules and regulations related to the playoffs. But we are allowed to bring a home radio broadcast to you, and we are excited to do so. I am up here in the booth in Georgetown ISD, where they have a beautiful venue here. I know Jim Nance refers to the Masters position like any other. I'm going to start saying this is a position unlike any other. It is a beautiful venue, some exciting high school soccer action, and what will surely be exciting for a Division II matchup. But again, we hope it becomes a tradition of getting to broadcast the Lady Raiders as well as the Boy Raiders here year to year. Again, the boys had a great season as well. Just short in the playoffs. Valiant but the Lady Raiders are here, and that's who we're focused on today. They have taken a path here that's been a kind of a different one. In the area around, they win 10-0 on a mercy rule victory. But again, it kind of shows they've done every match what was necessary. So in that match, quickly learning and realizing they could overpower their opponent, but they stayed focused so they could finish it early, get that rest, stay healthy, and move on to the next round. And the following week, they played Athens. It took a while. It was kind of a back-and-forth match. It was close, and then coming out of the second half, made some adjustments, ending up winning that match 5-1. And then against Aubrey, totally different match, and this is where they've been a very impressive team. They are definitely led by senior Victoria Morales, who averages almost a hat trick per match. But moving into those later rounds, starting with Aubrey, you could tell teams knew that, and they were putting 2 and 3 players out to mark her. And in that match, she was able to find space in the second half and continue to battle through that and create for others. The Sunnyvale Raiders in that one had a come-from-behind win, and the hero of the playoffs so far, Abby Dawson, the freshman, puts them ahead with about 20 seconds remaining to be able to send them on to the following round. And then against Godley, it was a tough going there. Godley was definitely kind of bogging down the Raider into the field, that final attacking third, just trying to turn them away and hoping to get something on the counterattack. The Raiders were up 1-0 going into halftime. And then a great cross, I believe it was by Victoria Morales, to the middle. One Lady Raider misses it, but it falls to the feet of Abby Dawson. I say falls to the feet. It almost landed on top of her feet. She could have walked it in. She puts it in the back of the net. Raiders go up 2-0, and that ended up being the deciding factor. Godley pushed late. They brought everything they had, pushed late, made it 2-1, and then were able to get a free kick just outside the box on a questionable call. The Raider goalie comes out to get the ball. Seems like she traps it early, and then the Godley forward trips over her, but nonetheless, they are in the free kick. The Raider goalie, Braylee Barrera, sophomore, does an incredible job of lining up her team in the wall perfectly, and the Godley player sends it over that wall too high, clears the goal. Raiders able to run the clock out and survive and make it to state, where they will face the Wimberley Lady Texans, who are no stranger to this venue. They return to the state championship after being here last year as well, and they will be looking to hopefully have a different experience here. Last year, they lost in penalty kicks. So very exciting match for them. They're excited to be back here. They are the #1 team in the state. So this will be a challenge for the Lady Raiders, but you have to believe that they will be up to the task because, again, they have been competitive in every match. They have adjusted when necessary and played the game that they needed to and been under control in order to beat whatever their opponent was throwing at them. The other thing I will say is that unlike Wimberley, they have not been tested the way that Sunnyvale has. The Lady Raiders have played top 10 opponents 2 weeks in a row, beating I believe it was the number 8 team when Sunnyvale was number 7, and then beating the number 7 team when Sunnyvale moved up to number 6. So they have had to beat some top 10 ranked opponents in their matchups so far. So again, Wimberley, a very talented team. They like to play on the attack and play aggressive just the way Sunnyvale does. And so it should be an exciting brand of soccer. And I'll be interested to see if both teams come out to play aggressive and play their game and see what happens and we get a high-scoring match, or if they adjust a little bit and try to play a little more defensively and then work out for the counterattack. Sunnyvale they do play slightly controlled in the sense of they do control the ball. It's a pretty brand of soccer, but the second they can control it, they're trying to get out on the run. If I had to give some keys for Sunnyvale coming into this match, I would say a couple of things. One, being able to play under control the same way they have throughout these playoffs. Godley was a great example. Anytime they sent a long ball out, Sunnyvale wasn't just on the end of it. They were on the end of it under control at their feet, no heavy touches, and able to send it out and find the right pass to get on the move. That's going to be very important against this Wimberley team. The second key I would say is finishing. Sunnyvale easily could have been up 8-0 in last week's match against Godley. And again, no discredit to the Godley team. They were playing an incredible game and turning the Raiders away. But the Raiders were able to create some great scoring chances in front of goal and just for some reason not quite able to get lined up and finish on some beautiful chances. So again, it's the team like Wimberley. They're going to need to convert those chances into scores, and I would say especially early on, because as we've talked about in previous broadcasts, soccer is a game where if you can get out early, it can drastically change the game because teams have to decide, do they stay in the formation that they came out in with the game plan they had, or do they have to push a little harder and leave themselves a little more open in the midfield and the back line to those counterattacks? And so those early scores, especially if they can capitalize again on those early scoring chances, could be a big turning point early on and change the direction of this match. We are seeing both teams here taking kind of their final media shots. It is definitely a spectacle here. Good turnout for both teams here to support some of the other teams who will be playing later on this weekend in this UIL Soccer State Championship weekend are out watching as well because, again, they know it's going to be a great brand of soccer. Again, I am Buck Baskin up here representing Raider Media today. We'll look forward to soon with baseball and softball season, having the whole team back together with Brandon Kroska, David Griffin, the many students who help us out running cameras. Again, not allowed to run cameras today because of UIL rules and regulations. I will tell you there is a video feed via, I believe it's the NFHS that the UIL is providing per guidelines, state championships they get to broadcast. So if you want to see video, it's there, but we encourage you to mute it and continue to hang out with us. I say us because I am up here hanging out with Nikki Baskin. She's going to help me out with a little production and spotting. Her eyes are way better than mine in these soccer matches especially. We are on the home side again under a beautiful day. I encourage you, if you have never been down here, come down. This is a great experience, and it's going to be some great soccer. Currently to our left, down on the near side corner, if you imagine if you're in Sunnyvale Raider Stadium, similar to where you come out from the concession stand on the track, the referees are leading both teams out. The Sunnyvale Lady Raiders are in their black kits with gold numbers and trim that they have worn for most of these playoffs. The Wimberley Lady Texans are in white jerseys, white kits, red and blue shorts, red numbering, and they are walking out to the center of the field where they will split and line up for the national anthem. We are thankful to have a crowd mic pumped in via the stadium here. They have a great setup that we have enjoyed so far, and so we will in a moment be kind of stepping away here, trying to turn this crowd mic up and do our best to bring you the starting lineups as well as the national anthem. Currently, both teams are facing the visitor stands across us. Lady Raiders to the right, Wimberley Texans, Lady Texans to the left. The flags are to our left side. Again, posing just for some more media with the UIL here. Again, UIL here, Max Preps. There's a broadcast from Wimberley Texans. We got to meet their radio crew, great group of people. They said they're excited as well, as again, they play an aggressive brand of soccer just like we do, the Lady Raiders do, and so they're excited to see what happens as well, because it seems like they've had a similar road to us, teams trying to play defensive, play in the back line. I will say Wimberley is yet to give up a goal these playoffs, but I would be shocked if they are able to shut out these Lady Raiders, because they have had multiple contributors. Again, the stat sheet shows Victoria Morales is the leader, but she has done a great job of not only scoring in the playoffs, but distributing. Abby Dawson doing a great job of scoring. Avery Mullet has been adding goals as well. Currently, right now, we are getting the announcements of the Wimberley Lady Texans. There is a nice video screen jumbo board off to our right, where there's a slideshow of the players' names and numbers going through.
Olivia Hinson. Number 16, Evelyn McCoy. Number 17, Ellen Watson. Number 18, Lily Sandoval. Number 20, Emma Durkin. Number 21, Abby Durkin. Number 22, Reagan Ulmer. Assistant coach is Serena Frank.
Trying to play with the crowd mic a little bit so you can hear these announcements without giving you all too much hiss, but and now it is time for the Lady Raiders as both teams turn towards the home side. And Raider Nation has come out here and they have found their soccer spirit, as you can hear them stand as the Lady Raider hype video gets played.
They adjusted, they grew. Every game a step forward. Every setback a lesson. That's how you get here. Not by chance. By doing the same things the right way over and over again. Now it's down to one game. State championship. Everything speeds up, but they don't. They stay composed. They trust each other. They play the way they played all season. And at this moment, they've already earned it. So when it's all said and done, when the final whistle blows, there's only one name left standing.
And the video is completed, and now it is time to get the announcement, I believe, of the Lady Raiders here, followed by the national anthem. While we wait to see what's going to happen next, I do want to give a special shout out to the cheerleaders who have come out here with Coach Matthews, Coach Sloan, and Coach Starnes. We appreciate how they lead those Lady Raider cheerleaders and how that program continues to grow in its success and represent Sunnyvale well. We thank you for them coming out to support the Lady Raiders. And now it's time for the Lady Raiders starting, or not starting lineups, for roster announcements.
Avery Mullet. 1, Kylie Hamilton. 2, Abby Dawson. 3, Trinity Ream. 4, Caitlin Sanchez. 5, Lindley Stepper. 6, Mia McNeil. 7, Victoria Morales. 8, Alina Campos. 9, Fran Shipman. 10, Toby Lowry. 11, Ava Singh. 12, Sarah Mosley. 13, Lacey DeMargo. 14, Olivia Whitaker. 15, Lee Joseph. 16, Sophia Reyes. 17, Addison Smith. 18, Emily Esterhazy. 19, Avery Adams. 20, Lacey Martin. 21, Elizabeth Landa. 22, Emma Henderson. 23, Crystal Lucoda. Assistant coach, Marcus Evans Whitehart. And Jay Campos, the head coach, and your Lady Raiders.
And that is the Lady Raiders roster. Again, being finished by being announced by Jay Campos, again, head coach of both programs, boys and girls soccer. And we appreciate how far he has taken these two programs.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps to honor.
All right, we'll now step away for the national anthem.
Men and women who protect us both at home and abroad for the playing of the national anthem.
All right, and it is soccer time now in Texas again on a beautiful day. There are some clouds almost like surrounding us, especially off to our left, which is the west. But it is like there's this beautiful bowl of sunshine being cut out above us. And again, such a blessing today. Regardless of how this match turns out, we hope that this playoff broadcast journey has shown you that soccer truly is the beautiful game, and these Raiders and Lady Raiders put a lot of work in and deserve our support, and that as we go forward, we continue regular season, tournaments, postseason, to travel and be loud and proud and let them know how much we value the work they put in and the way that they represent us well. Captains are meeting at center field right now for the coin toss to determine direction. It looks like the wind is blowing to our left and blowing fairly strongly. It is an open kind of concept stadium, very similar to Raider Stadium. Scoreboard to our right, field house off the end zone to our left. So kind of very similar layouts there. So you can imagine in that wind blowing to the left. Seems fairly strong, but nothing new for the Lady Raiders. They have dealt with some windy and adverse conditions throughout these playoffs. And in talking to Coach Campos, conditions are one thing he does not worry about. They have played in many situations. We've mentioned multiple times, Lindell with some very tough conditions. Before we could get inside, Nikki's camera was blowing. My laptop was blowing away. And he said that was nothing compared to what we faced in other parts of the season. So they are well prepared for any situation that might get thrown at them. Both teams now are doing their final huddles here for some final thoughts and words as they think through what this journey has meant and what today will hold. And then we will have two 40-minute halves of soccer with a 10-minute halftime. Unlike some professional soccer you may have watched in the past, the clock does stop for goals, and it will stop for confusion, and it will stop for injuries. So you don't have to worry about anybody flopping around on the field trying to run the clock out. If for some reason history repeats itself in this championship match and the two 40-minute halves are not enough, There will be 2 full 10-minute halves, no golden goal, which means even if they score, they play it out till time runs out. If that is not enough, there will be penalty kicks. That's 5 kicks per team. And then if that is not enough, it is sudden death, where you just go back and forth through the roster until, if necessary, the goalkeeper takes a kick, which if you have not ever seen, it is some exciting stuff. I have seen it once years ago when I was a teacher at Poteet High School, and Poteet made a state run, ended up losing in the state title game to penalty kicks. It's a very exciting thing, and I would put nothing past these 2 talented teams. Again, Wimberley, very successful program, returning to the state championship for the 2nd time, but Sunnyvale, a well-tested team against multiple top 10 opponents, and opponents who have thrown various things at them, whether that is just trying to chase star player Victoria Morales around, to trying to just bog down the back end. Regardless of what it has been, Sunnyvale has met the challenge. Sunnyvale takes the field. I apologize. I think I had some things possibly wrong. Senior Avery Mullet, it looks to be in goal. We've been working off a mix of like max preps, and then today we got an official nice roster from the UIL for these broadcasts. Regardless, the Raider goalies have been solid in these playoffs. I want to mention, too, Gracie Grimaldo as well, who played a huge role in the midfield last week. And the Raiders have kicked it off. They are moving from right to our left. Ball is volleying around a little bit in the midfield. Teams taking turns here in control. Raiders back in control of it here. That is number 4, Caitlin Sanchez, over to the far right side of the field. I believe that's freshman Abby Dawson. Gets it to the middle for Victoria Morales around the 30-yard line. She's going to send it out wide to number 20, Macy Martin, who sends it back up into the box for Gracie Grimaldo. Tries to cross it. Oh, but it just goes to the side of the net. Waiting for that Lady Raider to turn, but I believe that was number 20, Macy Martin. Yes, it was. On the left side of the field, just outside the number, sending it in towards goal, but it gets to the side of the net. But I will say, encouraging for the Raiders that they are able to put pressure on. Once again, they control the goal kick. There's a through ball, Victoria Morales. She takes the shot, and it is just wide. Through ball to Victoria Morales. One touch, keeps it low. It's bounding just outside of the reach of the Wimberley goalkeeper, who was diving to her right to the near side of us. Gets just beyond her fingertips, but then goes wide. So she had great positioning. Kudos to her. Sunnyvale appears to be playing kind of a 4-3-3. So that's 4 across the back line, 3 in the midfield, 3 forwards. And again, they're in control of the ball and pushing forward, but the Wimberley pushes up, and they have a little bit of space in the midfield here. A little bit of a tough challenge there and a trip, and there is now a goal kick for Wimberley that they will take here on their side of the field on the 38-yard line. So again, 4-3-3, but the two wide defenders, the left back and the right back for Sunnyvale, are pushed up. Center back's back a little bit, and then you won't see unless you're watching the other broadcast. We'll get good at this, I promise. But Victoria Morales in that middle will work up to the midfield and back, more like a central attacking midfielder. So it's almost more like a 4-3-1-2 as they work together. Ball out far side of the field. It's a throw-in for Wimberley. Their back line is pushed up to their side of the field on the 40-yard line. They definitely plan on being aggressive. Sunnyvale center back steps on it, but the Wimberley has the ball. She tries to touch it through. Sunnyvale back line kicks it away. A little bit of a heavy touch by Gracie Grimaldo. Shot from Wimberley from about 20 yards from the 20-yard line, so about 30 yards out, because these goals are on the back of the end zone, which adds 10 yards, but dealt with well by the Sunnyvale goalie, kicked away. A little bit of a heavy touch by the Sunnyvale midfielder. I believe that was number 20, Macy Martin. Again, we'll do our best to give the Sunnyvale Lady Raider names. I can't promise I'll do the same thing for Wimberley. No offense to them. It's just a lot to keep up with. Ball bounding through. Wimberley couldn't get on the end of it. Macy Martin working up the left side of the field here near us. Crosses it. Abby Dawson has some space. Oh, could not quite get a touch on that, and it bounces to the Wimberley goalkeeper. Beautiful cross towards the box. Far side of the field, Abby Dawson was fighting with the left back of Wimberley. Oh, that ball bounces high, goes over the defensive midfielder of Sunnyvale, and Wimberley's in control in their part of the field again, but kicked away. Sunnyvale able to get on the end of it. Sunnyvale, Macy Martin, ball up the left side of the field. Victoria Morales is not going to be able to race to that. She's going to let it go over the end line for a goal kick. Sunnyvale so far finding some space on the left side, so the near side, our side here, as they work right to left. They're finding some space over here on the left side, even on some clearances and some long balls. Macy Martin doing a great job over here, able to get on the end of things and control it. Sunnyvale off of a goal kick, just sends it in. It's going to be another goal kick. Sunnyvale getting on the end of the ball, similar to against Godley. But a little bit heavier touches here. Could be getting used to the conditions. Could be adrenaline. Be interested to see if they can kind of patiently bring things back under control. But I will say the other difference is, again, Wimberley is a much more aggressive team. Oh, I think that was a handball, just barely. It's going to be a free kick for Wimberley here at the 42-yard line on their end of the field. Looked like they were going to try to quick start it, but they're not. They're going to set up, try to send the ball towards the box. They do. Oh, I thought that might have been a handball by the Lady Raiders in the front of the box, and it was about a foot outside the box. Wimberley is going to get a free kick here on the far hash mark on like the 10 and 1 foot line. Just outside of the hashes. That was very close to being a penalty kick. Sunnyvale goalie, I believe it's Avery Mollett, setting up here, setting up the wall. Be interested to see if ref is moving the wall back here to just inside of the end zone. So I'd say about 8 yards from goal. More Lady Raiders squeezing down in front of goal. I can't tell for Wimberley who's going to take this ball, but it'll be interesting to see. Sunnyvale goalie set up in the middle, hoping that she's going to try to bend it around and she'll be there to field it or it'll be forced over. Oh, and there's a postage stamp goal to the top right corner for the Wimberley Texans. That was a beautiful finish for the Lady Texans. Looks like it was number 20, Emma Durkin, sophomore midfielder for the Lady Texans. I will say there are quite a few underclassmen on this team. So despite coming to state last year, a lot of sophomore and freshman contributors. Again, handball by Sunnyvale, second handball in under like 10 seconds. Free kick just outside of goal. Wall was set up well, but just a beautiful touch and finish to the top right corner, postage stamp goal. You can't do it much better. And so mistakes like that against a team like this will cost you. Sunnyvale under control off the kickoff, trying to send the ball up to Abby Dawson again. Wimberley control it, ball bounding around the midfield a little bit. Sunnyvale thought they had it, but it's kind of a poor touch. Wimberley in control now and on the run. They've got a ball to the middle, now out wide. They have space to work with here. She's looking for a cross to the box. She does it. Falls to a Lady Texans' feet just at the top of the box. Poked away, but not cleared yet. Danger not over. Wimberley gathering themselves. Going to send it down towards goal and easily handled by the Lady Raiders. That ball bounded around out to close to the 20-yard line. Lady Texan decided to take the shot on herself, did not get a good touch there. Oh, great touch onto this near side of the field by Victoria Morales. She's now in a race to the corner. She has space. She's going to try to get across here. She does. There's a couple Lady Raiders over there. Oh, it just couldn't get it. Beautiful cross by Victoria Morales. Goes over Abby Dawson's head. And then it looked like number 11 senior midfielder Ava Singh gets there but can't get her foot on top of it, and it just goes. She had a wide open net. Again, it's early. It's early. No need to worry yet. But similar to last week, lots of scoring chances not capitalized on. Those percentages are going to have to go up if the Lady Raiders want to take this state championship. Lady Raiders kick it out of bounds. It's going to be a far side of the field throw-in for the Wimberley Texans at about the 50-yard line. Ball in down towards goal, controlled by the Texans, coming into about the 10-yard line, trying to look for a ball to the middle. She sends it out wide. Sunnyvale's right back, looks like number 4, Caitlin Sanchez, just sends it out. Going to be another Wimberley Texan throw-in on the far side of the field. Looks like she may be trying to get this one to the box. It looks like she's trying to get a running start and clear out some space here. She does. Ball towards the box, headed by the Lady Raiders, but still in control by the Texans. Sends it back towards goal. Took a little bit of a hard bounce, but controlled well by the Sunnyvale goalkeeper. I will say, I can't tell if it's the wind or adrenaline, but Sunnyvale misplaying some balls here, especially in the midfield. Ball's just bouncing right over their heads. A little bit of heavy touches. Poor touch again in the middle of the field. Sunnyvale goalkeeper is going to have to come out and clear it. It's blocked, though, by the Sunnyvale defensive back, or center back. Cleared out now, but Wimberley able to control it again. And then Sunnyvale unable to get in front, and so Victoria Morales running back. Wimberley earns another free kick. So, again, poor touch in the midfield by Sunnyvale. Heads back towards goal. Goalkeeper tries to clear it. Sunnyvale center back gets in the way. And then Wimberley earns another free kick at the 40-yard line on their end of the field. Sends it in towards goal. Headed on. Wimberley had a couple of attackers in the box with no one in between them. It didn't seem like they were offsides. I didn't see a flag up. But nonetheless, Sunnyvale goalkeeper able to handle it. Sends it away here. Good kick with the wind here. Sunnyvale sends it up again. Left side, it seems this near side here, it seems like Wimberley's adjusting a little bit to the space that Sunnyvale had on the near side of the field here. Quick ball in again to Victoria Morales, trying to create something for herself. She's working up the left side. She's got a little space. Good cross here. Sunnyvale on the end of it, still in control of it. Gracie Grimaldo sent away by Wimberley. Sunnyvale should be able to gather this, though, at midfield. They do, headed on, but right to a Wimberley Lady Texan, and they are going to look like they're trying to get off and running again. A little bit of a physical challenge in the middle, but ref says play on. Touched up the left side of the field. Oh. Victoria Morales touched up the left side of the field to Macy Martin. She was going to try to get across and just couldn't get the touch on it, and it basically just went straight forward for another Wimberley goal kick. Goal kick away for the Wimberley Texans. Sunnyvale able to control it in the midfield, trying to touch it around. Working the ball back. Now going to go back to the Sunnyvale goalkeeper and try to work it to the other side of the field. No, she sends it down. Wimberley midfielder unable to get in the end of it. Sunnyvale battling in the midfield. A little bit of a back and forth thing right now as both teams are just trying to get out and run. Oh, ball taken away by Wimberley on the far side of the field. A little too much dribbling for the Lady Raiders. I can't quite see the numbers. She was trying to beat her one-on-one, unable to do so. But ball to the Lady Raiders center back. Tried to send it up the middle of the field, but Wimberley on the end of it again. Oh, seemed like a 50-50 challenge there, and if nothing else, the Lady Raider was in front and then taken down. But Wimberley has now earned another goal kick from the 38-yard line on their end of the field, and they are setting up once again for another set piece here, as we are a little over 10 minutes into the first half. As the Sunnyvale Raider Pride Band begins to enter the stadium. I had heard rumors they were coming, but when I didn't see them, I didn't want to say anything. They may have gotten stuck in a little traffic. I know we did coming through Waco. It got a little slow over there with all the construction that happens just south of Waco. Ball in for the Wimberley Texans. There's a one. Someone to get on the end of it. Oh! Goalkeeper stops the ball, though. Beautiful free kick. Just over the head of the Wimberley Texan forward, and then handled by the Sunnyvale goalkeeper. Now, I will say something to keep in mind. It does feel like the wind is playing a little bit of a role in this match so far, where Sunnyvale just unable to get on balls. It seems like they're just about like a half a step off, meaning it leads to a heavy touch or it just goes over their heads. And then you can tell in these set pieces, Wimberley throwing it up high into that wind and being able to take advantage of it. So as they switch ends in the second half, it'll be interesting to see how both teams adjust or take advantage of those situations. We've got a throw in for Wimberley here just past the 50-yard line on the near side of the field. They're going to send it in. Sunnyvale able to head it, but Wimberley races to it and gets on the end of it. Sunnyvale trying to send the ball down the field, but Wimberley continues to get on the end of it. Ball's into the box. That should roll out for a goal kick. Ball does seem to be rolling a little bit more than it did last week. I don't know if it's the type of turf that Georgetown has, if there's a little more air in the ball, or there's a little more adrenaline running through these lady athletes on the field. I would not be shocked if it's that last one. All right, goal kick away to the midfield. Sunnyvale not quite able to see it. She touched it and then couldn't find where it went, and it's going to go out for another Wimberley throw-in. They try to send it up the near side of the field here, battling on this right side. Tries to send it up the side of the field, but once again, Wimberley cuts it off. And now a ball gets up. There's some space in the midfield if Sunnyvale can get to this, but they're still battling in the midfield. She touches it on to the right side, far side of the field. Macy Martin on it now. But Wimberley pokes it away again, and they're working towards their end of the field. Ball to the middle, but played well by the Sunnyvale center back, and they are going to be able to get to this one. Gracie Grimaldo controls it a little bit of back and forth with the Sunnyvale midfield, but ball to Wimberley. Bounding down. Not much danger here. Sunnyvale left back, letting it go out for a throw-in on the near side of the field, and she is going to throw it up there. Currently right now, Sunnyvale is doing a good job of fending off Wimberley, but may need a little more thought to those passes up the field because there are tight spaces to work with. Wimberley, a very disciplined team who's getting where they need to be. So it's not that they're bad passes by Sunnyvale. Just a little bit different pace than they faced so far, and so it's just tightening things up a little bit. Trying to work it up the field. They do. They send it down. It's going to be a foot race here. Ball not handled well by Wimberley. It gets through, but the goalkeeper pokes it away. Sunnyvale trying to keep it down here. They're unable to. Wimberley trying to work in and find some space. Sunnyvale on the end of it, but once again, heavy touch right back to Wimberley. I wouldn't even say heavy touch. It's more like a weak touch. They're touching the ball on, and it's just not quite at the pace it needs. Wimberley on the tack here in front of the box. Ref says play on. Wimberley player did go down, but ref says play on. Cross headed away by the Sunnyvale center back, and Sunnyvale's got some space up here on the near side of the field. They're working up the left side. Victoria Morales touches it on. Tapped, but not really controlled by Wimberley. Sunnyvale still working up the near side of the field, sending it in the middle of the box, controlled right in front. Oh, Macy Martin was trying to cross it. There was a Lady Raider, I believe that was Ava Singh on the far side of the field, and just couldn't quite get that cross there. Victoria Morales working once again. Fancy footwork. She's getting to the box, tries to touch it on. She does touch it on. Sunnyvale Raider timed out a run, stayed onside, but controlled by the Wimberley goalkeeper. Fancy footwork on the near side of the field by Victoria Morales. She was just on this near side, and so she couldn't quite get that powerful left foot loaded up, so instead used it to touch on towards goal for one of her teammates. Ball bounding around here again, and the Raiders will earn a free kick from the 38-yard line. Victoria Morales battling in the midfield, taken down. And so it'll be a free kick here from the 38-yard line. Goalkeeper coming up to take this. Sunnyvale center backs up on their side of the field on about the 45-yard line. There is one Wimberley attacker back there next to them. Looks like maybe they're hoping for a counterattack. So if this doesn't go well, goalkeeper's going to have to race back. Ball in towards the box, curving. Oh, it hits the near post. Sunnyvale's goalkeeper sends it in towards the box into with the wind. Ball was curving. I didn't think there was any danger either. Wimberley goalkeeper definitely didn't think there was any danger. Lets it go by her, and it just goes off the near post. That would have been a huge match-turning moment. But nonetheless, Wimberley goal kick into the wind here. Taking a moment here for some subs. I'm going to take a moment to make sure our clock matches with the stadium, and it does. Battling in the midfield off the goal kick. Sunnyvale in control of it again, sending it down. A little bit of a contact there, but Ava Singh under control. Ref says play on. Tries to touch it up to the middle. Not really a firm touch, was bouncing. Sent away a little bit, but still in control by the Raiders. Danger not done yet. Trying to find something here. Working in the middle of the field are the Lady Raiders. Having a little more patience now, trying to build the attack before they just send it down. Seems like they are learning and adjusting. Ball to the middle of the field, working it up to about the 20-yard line. Tries to touch it on, can't, but it's going to go. Nope, they're going to keep it in bounds. Wimberley looks like they're going to be able to send it away this time. They send it up to the midfield. There is a Wimberley Texan going to be able to control this. Tries to touch it up wide. Sunnyvale going to be able to get to it. But Wimberley pressing up here. Sent to the midfield. Controlled at about the 35-yard line by Gracie Grimaldo. Just sent up the field. Not the worst idea. There was a Lady Raider there, number 19, Avery Adams. But it was just a little bit towards closer to us. She was a little bit towards the hash marks. Ball was closer to the number, so she couldn't get to it. Wimberley on the run up the middle of the field now. Nice through ball. I don't see an offsides flag into the box. Goalkeeper does a wonderful job of coming out. Goalkeeper number 0, senior Avery Mollett. Again, I apologize. I think there may have been multiple times we had some calls wrong throughout these plays. Oh, ball touched on by Avery Adams, but Wimberley able to control it. Anyway, Wimberley had some space working in the midfield. Beautiful touch into the box. Perfectly timed run, but the Lady Raider goalkeeper comes out. Wimberley on the attack again. Sunnyvale able to poke it away. This time, they have some space at the 35-yard line. Going to see if they can do something with it. Every time they try to, though, Wimberley closes it out. Good battle on the far side of the field for Abby Dawson. Is going to earn a Raider throw-in on the Sunnyvale side of the field. It looks like Sunnyvale will have some space and some options. It seems like it's just kind of adjusting to that pace of when you're going to have to race to the ball. There's been some of these rounds where never has it been easy, but just that timing of which balls they're able to, what speed they need to take to get to certain balls and how aggressive they need to be on others. It seems like they just need to get used to ratcheting up that aggressiveness. But definitely not showing any signs of being outmatched or nervous. As I say that, senior Victoria Morales, you can see kind of giving a signal to her team to settle in a little bit. Raiders going to sub now. It's going to be a Wimberley throw-in on their end of the field. A little bit of a battle here on the near side of the field with 2 Raiders and 1 Wimberley Texan. Sunnyvale, a little bit of a dangerous touch to the middle of the field. Wimberley controls it at about the 20 and just sends it into the box. And Sunnyvale able to control it. They'll kick it away. Again, playing with the wind. That their goalkeeper sending it down the field. Battle here on the near side of the field. Sunnyvale able to control the ball. She's got some space towards the middle. Does find her fellow teammate near the hash marks. Sunnyvale working the ball back to the goalkeeper now, though. Going to reset a little bit. Wisely sends it to the far side hash mark near the back line. Now up the middle, playing a little bit of volley here, back and forth, trying to work it up the far side of the field to Abby Dawson, something they have not done much of, but Wimberley pokes it on, and they've got the ball on the run, sending it out to the far side of the field. Wimberley will just touch it out. Couldn't quite do anything with it there. Good job by the Lady Raider defense, and they'll have to throw in on the far side of the field. Wimberley has earned a free kick near the far sideline at about the 32-yard line, close enough that they'll be able to send this to the box. Again, into the wind, should be able to float this up high, which always gets a little dicey because it just takes one mistimed jump, and then that ball can be bouncing around the box. Oh, sends it in low this time, though. Sunnyvale able to get on the end of it but not clear it. Wimberley still working, battling, but it bounces off a Wimberley Lady Texan, and it's going to go out for a Sunnyvale goal kick. I was a little surprised she didn't go high there. Maybe I talked her out of it. I'll try to do that more often. Goal kick for the Lady Raiders. Sent away a little bit low. Trying to see who's going to get control of it here in the midfield. Sunnyvale does. Ball goes right off a Lady Raiders' face in the midfield, but they play on. There was some tough ladies out there. I believe that was Bryn Shipman, number 9, who took that ball off the face. She tells the ref, I'm okay, let's play. Coming up on close to 15 minutes remaining in this second half, as number 20, Macy Martin, subs back in for the Lady Raiders. Throw in on the near side of the field. One Lady Raider there, but 2 Wimberley Lady Texans. Couldn't quite decide what to do with it. A little bit of a head-on. I think she thought Macy Martin was going to come in behind her and control that. Still battling in the midfield. If Abby Dawson can get this, tries to touch it behind her, but no one was there. I thought she might kind of control and work up the side of the field. She gets to it now. Sends it to the middle to Victoria Morales. I think she thought she had a chance to get a foot race, but there wasn't enough space to work with from about the 20-yard line. Wimberley goalkeeper comes out and deals with it. Wimberley working up the far side of the field. Controlling it a little bit in the middle, slowing things down some. Sunnyvale, though, pokes the pass away, trying to get on the end of it. There's a race over to the far side of the field. Ball towards the middle, but no one is there. It's like you can tell Sunnyvale knows what they should do to the ball. It's just no one's on the other end of it. Race in the middle of the field. Wimberley's going to get to it. Abby Dawson looks like she's going to come in and try to put some pressure on there. Ball away. Sunnyvale able to get into space, but again, passing without much purpose, but misplayed by Wimberley. Ball to the middle of the field for Victoria Morales. Takes the shot with her left foot and is just over goal. From about the 20-yard line, she sends it over goal. I will say the Wimberley goalkeeper was out a little far. If you can picture the smaller box that they take goal kicks from, she was just outside of that. But I will say, even though that ball was over goal, with the body positioning and the place that Victoria Morales was in, the distance she was shooting from, impressive that she did that much with it. And again, anytime she can get space and load up that left foot, it is a scoring opportunity. Oh, Sunnyvale thought it was going to go out, but Wimberley races up the far side of the field, is able to get it and control it. They have some space here. Sunnyvale a little spread out, but able to deal with it by the back line. They send it up. May not control it yet, but nonetheless, good job to get that ball away. Ball down the near side of the field. That's going to bound out for a goal kick. On the far side, the Lady Raiders thought that they could relax and that ball was going to go out of bounds. But it did not. The far midfielder, I'm trying to get her number to give her the credit she is due, races up behind and does a great job of controlling that ball, getting into the middle. And Wimberley had options, so a wonderful job by the Lady Raiders center back of clearing that out, even if nothing came of it, just keeping this match 1-0 at that point. My spotter helping me out here, Nikki Baskins, number 17, Ellen Watson on that far side of the field. Ball into the box, but Wimberley's goalkeeper is going to be able to get to it. Credit to Victoria Morales. She was battling two Wimberley defenders, trying to be the first one there just to keep the ball in play because the goalkeeper was way out of position. If she could have just done anything with that, all she had to do was roll it towards the box. Lady Raider could have gotten the end of that. Ball bounding around in midfield again. Both teams taking turns heading it. Sunnyvale's going to be able to just clear it out for a throw-in. Didn't quite have an angle on it to do anything with, and didn't want to get in any kind of danger there with Wimberley pressing. Wimberley's going to try a quick throw-in, but their coach was ready to sub here, so ref sees it and stops the action. Lady Raiders subbing in number 8 now. I was almost on the wrong side there. Number 8, Alani Campos. Ball in on the near side of the field, sends it towards the box. A little bit of trying to decide who's going to get it, but the goalkeeper comes out. I don't think it was much indecisiveness as that center back realizing she can't give up on things as soon as she's used to and just staying with it until she was sure the goalkeeper had it. Ball into the midfield. Sunnyvale with a little bit of control. Sent forward. It's going to be a race with the goalkeeper. Oh, I thought for a second she gets it. For a second it almost bounced out. And I believe it was number 20, Macy Martin, was going to be right there. Waiting for her to turn her back to me so we can confirm that. Sunnyvale had something, again, just a little bit too much energy on that pass, though, and not quite able to get to it. But that was going to be one of the best chances they've had. They had a good run and were close to it there. Ball out of bounds on the far side near the corner kick spot. It's going to be a throw-in for Sunnyvale. But they're going to have their work cut out to get it back up the field. And definitely going to want to be careful here. Wimberley can turn things into a counterattack very quickly. Battling on the far side of the field. Wimberley gets to it, tries to send it to the middle, gets through, but Sunnyvale center back gets up and clears it out. Sunnyvale on the ground, holding her ankle. At minimum, Sunnyvale has earned a free kick, but we're going to pause the action here with 9 minutes and 33 seconds remaining to check on this down Lady Raider. She is up, thankfully. Doesn't seem to be bothered too much by it. Thanks again to my spotter, Nikki Baskin. That's number 5, Lindley Steffi, sophomore defenseman for the Lady Raiders. Again, high school soccer, unlike the other levels, no one's laying on the ground out of strategy. If they're down, these tough lady athletes definitely took a shot. It's something almost was professional soccer would take on. You wouldn't have to worry about flopping, and we wouldn't have to calculate stoppage time. Or as many of us will do in the World Cup this summer, question the amount of stoppage time given or not given. All right, throw in for the Lady Raiders on the far side of the field, controlled by Sunnyvale, kind of working it back a little bit. Battling in the midfield. Oh, Wimberley comes away with it, and they've got some space on the far side of the field. Ball goes out just past the football boundary. Battling, though, Sunnyvale able to come back in with it, working together, trying to figure out how to get up the field. Very impressive by them adjusting. She took the time to spin instead of just passing and control it, but trying to send it up to Abby Dawson. Wimberley cuts it off. Thought for a second there Sunnyvale was going to give up a free kick, but ref says play on. Ball's high, looking to see who comes on it. Sunnyvale heads it. Victoria Morales controls it about the 45-yard line, looking for space, cuts it back, and again cuts it out. She is battling Wimberley here on the near side of the field, sends it up, but Wimberley gets on the end of it. I believe that was number 8 for Dylan Watson for Wimberley, forward and striker junior, showing some great speed, continuing to recover as Victoria Morales had some fancy footwork cutting back and forth. Kick away. Sunnyvale gets on the end of it and heads it to about the 45-yard line, but Wimberley is under control on the near side of the field. One-on-one here, I believe, is number 4, Samantha Santana. She sends it up to about the 20. Continue working near side of the field. Cross into the box. Wimberley's racing. She's going to not be able to keep it in bounds. She does. She keeps it in bounds. Nope. I apologize. She kept it in bounds. Nonetheless, even if she had, Sunnyvale's right back was there, was going to be able to control it, clear it. But ref does step in and point to for the goal kick. It's kind of tough to tell if you've been watching. They don't use the football boundary. There's a blue boundary in this case around the field, but it does run right just in front of that end line on the back of the end zone. And so sometimes it's a little tough to tell from here, especially on the far side of the field. But that was out for a goal kick. Ball away. Not quite the distance she's had on it. Bounces headed on by Wimberley. They control in the midfield, and they're on the run again. Going to send it back to about the 40-yard line, try to build the attack a little bit and send it here to the near side. A little bit of a heavy touch. Sunnyvale defender able to get there, but she uses her body. Wimberley still in control up this near side of the field. A wonderful job by Sunnyvale. That is number 17. Addison Smith, sophomore, sends it out of bounds for a Wimberley throw-in. So danger not away yet, but it looked like she might be able to get some space. Wimberley, to get across in there to the box, and she was unable to. Wimberley on a throw-in about even with the 10-yard line on the near side of the field. Sends it towards the box. Sunnyvale kind of bounding the ball back and forth. Looked like it was going to go out. She bounds it back in. Sunnyvale going to kick it away out of bounds for another Wimberley throw-in down here in their final third. Ball in once again. Oh, good job by Sunnyvale slowing this down. If Wimberley had gotten to that, they had some space to work into the box. Sending it to the box again, headed, but not danger done yet. Headed now towards this. Oh, bad touch to the middle of the field. Shot by Wimberley over the goal. Safely away for a Sunnyvale goal kick. Number 17, Addison Smith, I think was trying to center the ball to maybe one of her forwards or center back to get on the counterattack, but centered it right to the Wimberley forward who turned and shot. Ball over the goal, though. That is one that Addison Smith will have in her brain and not something she's going to want to repeat for the rest of the match. Sunnyvale luckily able to get away with one there. It's 1-0 coming up on about 5 minutes remaining in this first half. Ball away for the goal kick to the midfield. Wimberley able to head it, but no one really in control of it yet. There's a battle here on the near side of the field. Sunnyvale comes in, sends it back a little bit, trying to build the attack up. They were trying to work up the near side of the field. Goes out for a Sunnyvale throw-in. Battling here, all ball off Sunnyvale. It's going to be quickly taken. Wimberley throwing here on the near side of the field. Sunnyvale sends it up. Was trying to turn and send it up the wide side of the field. A little bit of back and forth. Now we've got a foot race on the near side of the field. Sunnyvale able to come up with it. It's number 19, Avery Adams. Sends it towards goal. Goalkeeper has it. Steps over the line, but ball was still on the inside line. It's about where the ball is, not the feet. It would have been nice for Sunnyvale to earn a corner kick here. Unable to do that. Actually, neither team able to earn a corner kick at this point of the game. Sunnyvale, Abby Dawson sends it to the middle. There was some space. Two Lady Raiders kind of near the ball, almost coming out. If you imagine the Ball was the point of a triangle. Both team players couldn't quite figure out who was going to get to it. Neither one did. Oh, ball on the near side of the field. Wimberley hustling back. And now they're in control, trying to work up from their side of the field at about the 40. They've got some space in the middle now. Number 11, Ava Singh, tracking. Ball just past her. Good touch. Abby Dawson coming back to help. Great job using her body, trying to get it up the field. She sends it up. Wimberley able to get on the end of it. I would have liked to have seen her give it to Ava Singh, number 11. She was right near, and I think they could have patiently worked in space. I think that's something they're going to have to talk about at halftime is, oh, no, ball worked into the box here by Wimberley. Great job by the Sunnyvale. There was 3 defenders that scrambled back, and we're going to have our first corner kick of the match with about 3 minutes remaining in the half. Ball seemed harmlessly up towards the Raider back line, but the Wimberley forward was able to race and get to it, touch it on. Sunnyvale doing a wonderful job of scrambling back. Corner kick's going to be taken here by Wimberley. Looks like about 7 Lady Texans in the box. There's another Lady Texan at about the 30 to try to keep it down here, and then the ball in, punched away by the Lady Raiders. Ball goes back into the box, but then sent out by Sunnyvale. Not sure that's going to make it out for throwing. It does. Wisely, Abby Dawson, though, was racing to the far side of the field to make sure that ball got out of bounds, and it did. Thrown by Wimberley for the far side of the field in towards the box. Gets on the end of it, but headed just safely out of bounds for a Sunnyvale goal kick. Sunnyvale not playing poorly at all. Definitely not overwhelmed by the moment. It just seems like they need to adjust to just that half step of aggressiveness. There's just that extra moment they haven't had to have yet in these playoffs, even as much as they've been challenged, that Wimberley seems to have. And so I think talking about that at halftime, just finding that extra half step of aggressiveness and not assumption is going to really turn this match for them. And you have to imagine some of that is because Wimberley has been here before. Ball up the near side now. Victoria Morales on the end of it near the football boundary. She's going to get some space, sends it in towards goal. Shot on goal, easily handled by the Wimberley goalkeeper. Would have been interesting to see if she'd pull that back a little bit for the cross, because the goalkeeper definitely had to stay put because she knows that Victoria Morales has that dangerous left foot, and there was a Lady Raider that could have gotten on the end of it. We've got a Wimberley player now down in the about the 30-yard line. She is up, but that is they have earned a free kick. Clock still running. I apologize. I stopped the clock. We're at 3 seconds difference here. So 50 seconds remaining on the official clock. We're about 3 to 4 seconds behind on ours. Ball down to about the 20-yard line. Controlled over just outside the hash for Wimberley. Oh, great fake. She pulls it down, working towards the box. Ball shot blocked by the Sunnyvale center back. They're going to try to send it down for one last counterattack. They do it once again. Oh, unable control in the midfield. She's going to race and try to keep pressure on. Oh, ball gets over the Lady Raider. She tried to head it on. Attack on the near side of the field. Centered. Sunnyvale wisely just sends it away out for a throw-in. Wimberley's going to come to the near side of the field here. I imagine they're going to try to take this quickly with 8 seconds remaining on the clock. To the middle. I don't think they'll be able to do anything with this. Sunnyvale tries to send it away, and the clock expires on the first half. 1-0 Wimberley in this first half of 4A Division II State Championship Soccer. Really the only difference is a handball early on by Sunnyvale just outside the box. But even with that, it's just a beautiful, perfect finish. Very impressive by the Wimberley Lady Texan, who put that in the back of the net. A top right corner postage stamp goal. You can't do really anything better. So other than that, a very even match. We feel like in control. Again, Sunnyvale does not seem overwhelmed by the moment. It just seems like that little bit of extra patience on that attacking end, realizing just kind of that pause for a moment to figure out what to do with it, and that just can't just create those foot races like they might have in earlier rounds, and just having that going for that extra step instead of those assumptions. But they've played a great half of soccer. They are working hard and battling. We're going to take a moment, play some of our audio commercials, thank some of our sponsors that we've kind of been unable to in these playoffs. And so we're going to do that about 9 minutes or so. We'll be back for more soccer playoff action.
Paul McDill. God is on the move right here in Sunnyvale, and we would love for you to experience it at Community Life Church. Every Sunday is a chance to encounter the life-changing power of God through dynamic worship, inspiring teaching, and programming for all ages. Here, kids discover faith in a safe, fun environment, and students find belonging and discover purpose. You can learn more about us at clifec.com or join us this Sunday at our Sunnyvale campus. We can't wait to welcome you home.
At Trinity Capital Bank, teamwork is key. We are always on your team, whether it's opening a checking account or applying for a loan. We are here to cheer you on every step of the way. Stop by our branch at the corner of Tripp Road and Collins to meet our...
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Houston Toulos in Sunnyvale today.
This isn't just any burger run. This is a burger run for Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger. 2 fresh all-beef patties with melty cheese, grilled onions, crispy bacon, and sweet and spicy pepper sauce. One for you, one for him, and one for your unofficial roommate, Brad. Always order an extra. You know, for Brad. The all-time favorite sweet and spicy bacon burger from Whataburger. Just like you like it.
We all know life at home has changed for everyone. At Trophy Nissan, you can now shop at home, drive at home, and buy at home with Trophy Nissan at home. That's right. Find the vehicle you like. Get your purchase started by clicking the red Buy at Home button. Get your trade-in value, apply for financing, and select your terms. And the best part, we'll even deliver the vehicle to you at no additional cost. Shop, drive, and buy at home with Trophy Nissan at home.
Trophy, trophy, trophy Nissan.
Paul McDill. God is on the move right here in Sunnyvale, and we would love for you to experience it at Community Life Church. Every Sunday is a chance to encounter the life-changing power of God through dynamic worship, inspiring teaching, and programming for all ages. Here, kids discover faith in a safe, fun environment, and students find belonging and discover purpose. You can learn more about us at clifec.com or join us this Sunday at our Sunnyvale campus. We can't wait to welcome you home.
At Trinity Capital Bank, teamwork is key. We are always on your team, whether it's opening a checking account or applying for a loan. We are here to cheer you on every step of the way. Stop by our branch at the corner of Tripp Road and Collins to meet our...
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Houston Toulos in Sunnyvale today.
This isn't just any burger run. This is a burger run for Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger. 2 fresh all-beef patties with melty cheese, grilled onions, crispy bacon, and sweet and spicy pepper sauce. One for you, one for him, and one for your unofficial roommate, Brad. Always order an extra. You know, for Brad. The all-time favorite sweet and spicy bacon burger from Whataburger. Just like you like it.
We all know life at home has changed for everyone. At Trophy Nissan, you can now shop at home, drive at home, and buy at home with Trophy Nissan at home. That's right. Find the vehicle you like. Get your purchase started by clicking the red Buy at Home button. Get your trade-in value, apply for financing, and select your terms. And the best part, we'll even deliver the vehicle to you at no additional cost. Shop, drive, and buy at home with Trophy Nissan at home.
Trophy, trophy, trophy Nissan.
McDill. God is on the move right here in Sunnyvale, and we would love for you to experience it at Community Life Church. Every Sunday is a chance to encounter the life-changing power of God through dynamic worship, inspiring teaching, and programming for all ages. Here, kids discover faith in a safe, fun environment, and students find belonging and discover purpose. You can learn more about us at clifec.com or join us this Sunday at our Sunnyvale campus. We can't wait to welcome you home.
At Trinity Capital Bank, teamwork is key. We are always on your team, whether it's opening a checking account or applying for a loan. We are here to cheer you on every step of the way. Stop by our branch at the corner of Tripp Road and Collins to meet our...
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Houston Toulos in Sunnyvale today.
And we are back for the second half of this 4A Division II state championship matchup between the Wimberley Lady Texans and the Sunnyvale Lady Raiders. Definitely a competitive first half of soccer. You can imagine much more of the same in the second half. And you don't fall asleep on the Lady Raiders. They have been in the second half. Obviously the match against Kingston outstanding where they won, or outstanding where they won 10-0. Everything else was 5-3, but previous up to that point, I believe it was 1-1 at halftime. Sunnyvale turns it on, makes some adjustments at the half, comes out and wins 5-1. They were trailing against Aubrey 2-1, and then comes out and puts on 2 goals in the second half. Again, one being Abby Dawson's late goal with 20 seconds remaining. And then I know against Godly, I believe it was 0-0 at half, and then they come out and put both goals on in the second half. Either way, we're going to say that just so it fits the narrative. Sunnyvale, though, has definitely been a second-half team and making those adjustments. When I would say against Pinkston, coming out and really turning it on. And so Coach Campos has done a great job of kind of evaluating what's going on, making adjustments, and communicating it to his team, and then his team coming out and these Lady Raiders executing that. And you can definitely hear as well, these fans are ready for some exciting soccer. No one leaving anywhere. There is some possible weather creeping on us. The last time we checked, it was supposed to hold off until 6 p.m., but it is definitely more cloudy than it was in the first half. Regardless, we're not going anywhere. We're in a nice air-conditioned, glassed-in booth here in Georgetown ISD. You can hear the Sunnyvale band playing the fight song. Had to look that up. We're at Birkelbach Field here for Georgetown ISD at the Georgetown Athletic Complex. Again, beautiful facility here. There's a practice field right behind us. Great complex here again. Field house off to our left. Sunnyvale now will be going from the left to our right, going into the wind, which seems to have died down a little bit. It is still blowing, but in that first half, the corner kick flag to this near side of the field, it was bending, and that flag was doing everything it could, whipping in the wind there. I will say it does seem like on the far side of the field, both in distance and then the far side to our right here, those flags seem to be fairly still. So it seems to be in this close near corner here where the UIL flags, the Texas flag, and the corner kick flag are kind of whipping. So interesting here with the angle of the stadium and see how that plays. Wimberley on their kickoff tries to send it down the field to see if they can create something early on the far side of the field, but it's going to safely go out for a goal kick. Wimberley coming out aggressive, wanting to try to make this 2-0 early. Do not blame them because as we have mentioned in soccer, every moment is important because quickly tactics may have to change depending on how the score changes as the clocks continue to run. Oh, physical in the middle of the field off the goal kick, but Sunnyvale able to come in control of it. Wimberley, though, comes in behind, takes it away. Sunnyvale Lady Raider down, but they're on the attack. Ref says play on. Ball touched out to the far side of the field. But the offsides flag is up. Apologize for the delay on that call there. I picked a great week to be battling some allergies. So it's going to be a Sunnyvale free kick from inside the box thanks to that offsides flag. But Wimberley definitely saw something coming into the half on that far side of the field. So the left side for the Raiders because they've attacked it off the kickoff, and then the second they got the ball there. So that is going to be something to keep an eye on. We've got to throw in here to the near side of the field for the Lady Raiders, number 6, Mia Manel. Hopefully I got that right. Throws it in. A little bit of physicality here on the near side of the field on about the 20, and Sunnyvale has earned a free kick. Victoria Morales is going to take this from the near side of the field. She'll have to put some curve on it with that left foot, but I wouldn't be surprised to see her do it because I will say that wall is just inside and she is setting up. She might send this into the box and see if someone can get in there. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Lady Raiders. Another Lady Raider just outside the box ready to keep it down there. But I'm not going to be surprised to see her bend this around the wall. Ball up, bending in towards the near post, but well wide. Victoria Morales definitely wanted to have the equalizer. Ball came out a little low, curved in here to the near side of the field. That ball was going to go wide either way, but I can tell you those flags are blowing. It looks like on that far side directly towards us. So across the field. Looks like we're dealing with a crosswind now as this weather tries to push in. Ball bounding around the midfield. Sunnyvale tries to get on the end of it, pokes it away a little bit, does control it. But again, every time they do, there are 2 to 3 Wimberley Lady Texans swarming towards the ball. It has been quite the playoff run here, folks. Sunnyvale trying to touch the ball up towards the middle of the field, bounding away, may be able to get on the end of it here. Hesitated a little bit. Ball bouncing to the far side. Wimberley coming into control, sending it up the side of the field here. Foot race to ensure it goes out of bounds, and it does, and Sunnyvale will gather that for a throw-in on the far side of the field. Good job by the Lady Raiders on the far side. I believe that was number 9, Bryn Shipman. I can't tell for sure. Actually, sorry, that looks like number 5. Lindley Steffi. Been pointed out to me, I never gave Wimberley their goal on the scoreboard. So again, great job by the Lady Raiders hustling to ensure that ball got out of bounds and not just assuming, because there is definitely no quit in these Wimberley Lady Texans. Ball bounding around, Sunnyvale in control into the midfield. Great touch on. There was a midfielder for Wimberley coming in behind. She does a great job of touching on, but then Wimberley comes back under control, trying to find some space here in the midfield. Victoria Morales comes from behind and takes the ball, and she's off to the races on the far side of the field. Sends it up for number 20, Macy Martin, but it's a little too much on it, and it goes over the end line for a goal kick. Macy Martin was winning that foot race, but again, just a little bit too much on the touch and could not get to it and do anything with it. But great job by Victoria Morales in that kind of central attacking midfield position of coming back, cutting that ball out, and getting it on the attack. Battle on the far side of the field, taken by the Lady Raiders, sends it back towards the goalie so she can clear it out. Sends it out a little bit lower than she did on her first goal kick, but Sunnyvale unable to get on the end of it. Wimberley in control once again, trying to send it up the right side of the field, but ball just volleying around a little bit. Wimberley on the end of it, trying to send it to the far side of the field. Misplayed by the Lady Raiders, and they have space on the far side of the field. Wimberley sends it down low into the box, but Wimberley's forward was not expecting that ball, did not go on a run, and watches it go to the near side, past the near side post, well wide, no danger there. It's going to be another Lady Raider goal kick. Definitely misplayed, though, by the Sunnyvale back line. Giving space to Wimberley on the far side. Again, they are trying to work that far side of the field. They found something there at halftime. Ball into the box, kicked out of bounds, a near side here by Sunnyvale. Wimberley is really turning up the pressure. Sunnyvale doing a great job of fending it off so far, but feeling the pressure early on in this first half. They definitely want to put some space between themselves and the Lady Raiders. Throwing into the box here. Headed on, touched on, but Sunnyvale goalie comes on to get it. A couple of Wimberley Lady Texans touched that ball in the box, but nothing really was going to come of that. Sunnyvale unable to control the goal kick, but they're going to earn another one here as Wimberley just kind of sends it on, trying to create something again on that far side of the field. Again, Sunnyvale kicking more into the wind, which seems, it's hard to tell, but it seems to be turning more to a crosswind here. Sends the ball away on the goal kick. A battle on the far side of the field. They're going to give a free kick to Wimberley on about the 41-yard line on the far side of the field. Make that the 44, just inside that white football boundary. Wimberley's right back's going to take this free kick, try to send it in towards the box. Again, kicking more with the wind. Kicks it in low. Wimberley unable to do too much with it. Sunnyvale heads it on, going to try to send it up the far side of the field. Ball bounding around. I believe that bounced off a Lady Texan. Never mind, I was incorrect as Sunnyvale tries to go over and keep that ball in bounds. It's going to be a throw in for Wimberley, taken quickly. Thrown down towards the far side box of the box. Unable to control it. Another Sunnyvale goal kick. Seeming repetitive here, but it seems like goal kick, Wimberley under control, and then on the counterattack, similar to what we've seen the Lady Raiders do for much of these playoffs. Sunnyvale not really controlling these goal kicks, more trying to touch them on, and Wimberley comes under control of it once again. It's like they're trying to touch them on, but no one's there for them other than a Wimberley midfielder. Ball out of bounds to the near side. Wimberley's going to earn another throw in from about the 30-yard line. Going to send it down towards the middle. Wimberley heads it on to the middle. If she can turn on this, she might have a shot. Sunnyvale's center back does a great job of coming over and blocking that shot. But there is space to the far side box. No one going over there. Great cross. Sunnyvale's goalkeeper comes over, kicked out by the center back. Ball is sent to the wide side of the field. No Raiders were closing out. She didn't take the shot herself. Wimberley crosses it across. Sunnyvale comes out, dives in front of the Wimberley forward, but unable to control it. Sunnyvale just kicks it out of bounds for another Wimberley throw-in. Battle here on the near side. Wimberley continuing to work. There's two Lady Texans here near the ball. Trying to work the ball back to the middle of the field. She does, but there's a Sunnyvale center back, but it touches right back to Wimberley. A little bit of a bounding shot, not much pace on it. Sunnyvale goalkeeper deals with it easily. Sunnyvale going to have to be careful of those touches on the back line against this dangerous Lady Texan team. trying to send the ball up, but again, Wimberley in better position than Sunnyvale. Ball's going to go out on the far side for a Sunnyvale throw-in. Seems like Sunnyvale's going to have to work one extra pass. They're trying to send it up on that counterattack, which is not a bad idea, trying to get the ball out of their end. But it seems like they need one extra pass to get past that mid-level there before they send it down into that final third. Free kick here for Sunnyvale on their end on the 30-yard line. Defender set up like she was going to take it herself, but instead is going to let the goalkeeper do it. Sunnyvale getting in position. Comes out low, bouncing around. Sunnyvale heads it towards the middle. Once again, controls it near the middle of the field. Not quite the touch you want on it. Wimberley sends it away, but Sunnyvale still in control, trying to work it up the near side of the field to Abby Dawson. Oh, she tries to center it. Wimberley cuts it out. If she had spun, she had some space on the near side of the field wide here to possibly work a cross or a shot, but she tries to touch it to the middle instead. Works hard on the near side of the field, though, does Abby Dawson, and works in for a throw-in for Sunnyvale just on their side of the field. Number 9, Bryn Shipman going to sub back in now. We are 10 minutes through the second half. Sunnyvale unable to create any scoring chances yet. Oh, poor touch by Abby Dawson here. It goes to Wimberley. They're going to work it up that far side of the field. Sunnyvale center back racing back. Can't clear it out. Both are going to have to come back. Wimberley has a shot on goal. Oh, wonderful cross back. And Wimberley misses the shot wide. Poor touch by Abby Dawson. Goes to the midfield of Wimberley. They work it up the side of the field. Beautiful through ball. They're patient, though. Crosses it back across the face of the goal. Wimberley standing in front of goal. Sunnyvale goaltender out of position. Has all the time in the world, but just touches the ball wide of goal. Not kicking it too hard. Just touches it wide of goal. Sunnyvale dodges a bullet there, but Wimberley on the attack once again. This one going to be dealt with a little bit better by Sunnyvale and send it up to where Raider was. Space is there for Sunnyvale in the midfield. Again, it just seems like having that half second of patience to pick that right pass. But again, don't go anywhere. If you've watched anything of these playoffs, including last round, if you remember Sunnyvale up 2-0, Godley does not quit, and they start throwing everything they can at Sunnyvale. And then if you remember the Boy Raiders, their last match, throwing everything they could at the box and goal for those last 10 minutes. This is going to be an exciting 30 minutes of athletic action. Sunnyvale earns a free kick here on the near side of the field from about the 33-yard line on their end of the field. Sunnyvale goalkeeper going to step up once again to take this. Ball down, multiple Raiders down there, but cannot get on the end of it. Trying to be aggressive to keep it down here. Trying to touch it on, but goes right to Wimberley. Sunnyvale going to cut it off here. Have some space and time. Ava Singh working in the midfield. Trying to see if they can turn it possibly. They've got some space on the far side there, but instead of touching it out, touches it forward, and Wimberley is on the run in space. They're going to send it up that right side that they've been working towards. That ball goes out for a corner kick. Sunnyvale had to try to poke it away because Wimberley had some space up that far side of the field, that right side that they have clearly feel like they have found something in through the first half, and they have earned a corner kick on the far side of the field. Obviously, they would like to spread this lead out, but there is about 6, make that about 5 Lady Texans in the box. One's backing out now, and then they've got their 3 defenders back midfield. More importantly, trying to avoid. Ball in, off the far post. still in the box. Wimberley on the end of it, goes to the middle. Sunnyvale trying to clear it away. It's just outside the box to a Wimberley Lady Texan, and she shoots and finds the back of the net just inside the near post. That brings our match to 2-0 Wimberley with 25 minutes and 53 seconds remaining. Off that corner kick, Wimberley almost bends it in herself on the far post. Ball bounces off. Sunnyvale comes to it, tries to clear it, but instead of just kicking it away, it almost works out like a pass to Wimberley at the top of the box, inside that half circle. And again, a beautiful finish. The finishing of those 2 goals by Wimberley have been very impressive. Again, one just inside the near post. The other one, postage stamp. When Wimberley was coming up the different way in the first half. Sunnyvale in control off the kickoff. Trying to work up this near side of the field. Finding some space now. Touched on to the near side of the field. Foot race here. Victoria Morales going to keep it in bounds. Doing some fancy footwork. There's 2 Lady Texans there to try to trap her. She's going to send it back to Abby Dawson as the Lady Raiders try to patiently build this attack. She sends it in towards the box. Oh, Lady Raider tried to head it on, unable to. Sunnyvale's going to hustle over to the far side of the field and try to keep it down here. There's 2 Lady Raiders battling. Wimberley's going to kick it away towards the midfield. There's a battle. Ball bounding around. Wimberley's going to come in control of it here at the numbers on the near side. Wonderful job by Wimberley coming to the middle to physically control that post up, turn around, send it to the far side of the field, but that's going to go out for a goal kick. The Wimberley midfielder did a great job cutting in front of the Lady Raider defender at the midfield, posting her up. Wouldn't be surprised if she plays some basketball too. Posts up, controls it, turns it, and sends it up that far side of the field, which is a little too much pace on it, and it goes out of bounds safely for a Sunnyvale goal kick. Ball coming up the near side here. Sunnyvale physically battling. That's number 20, Macy Martin, trying to cross it. Bounces right off of a Wimberley defender, and then Sunnyvale kicks it out of bounds for a goal kick for Wimberley. Macy Martin trying to ask for a handball here. It looks like she did kick that ball up, and it did look like almost Wimberley put her hand up to protect her face, but clearly no handball called. Going to be a goal kick. Sent away low. Victoria Morales gets on the end of it, but bounces off to a... Oh, Sunnyvale able to come to the middle of the field here. Wimberley physically pushes her off, and they are on the races here in the midfield again. See what she does here. She has options in the middle and wide. She's going to take it herself. Oh, ref says... No, he does not. He stops play. He stops play there for the free kick with about 23 minutes and 12 seconds left. And Sunnyvale is going to get booked here with a yellow card. I'm trying to see who that is. I'm trying to see who that is coming off the field here. I will say that's number 11, Ava Singh, getting booked here with a yellow card. I will say it was going to be a 50-50 ball, but she body checked the Wimberley midfielder there. Free kick in towards goal, not handled by Sunnyvale. Their ball bounding around, it's kicking around. Sunnyvale's back line does an incredible job of kicking it, but danger's not done yet. Headed on and then tipped away by the Sunnyvale Lady Raider goalie. I'm going to see if I can recap that somehow. Free kick into the box, tipped away by the Sunnyvale goalie, but doesn't come out of danger. Ball kicked in by Wimberley, kicked away by the center back, bounding again, blocks it with her body, kick again. We've got a corner kick in here, ball down, Sunnyvale kicks it away, but danger's not done yet as Wimberley chases it down near the sideline. It's going to be a throw-in. So again, one shot off a free kick, another shot kicked by the center back. Ball not away yet. Another shot blocked by someone on the Sunnyvale back line with their body to go out of bounds for yet another corner kick. Oh, sorry. No, there was one more shot tipped away by the goalie over the top of goal. Oh, ball into the middle, but Sunnyvale is able to get it away. They're just going to clear it down to the midfield. Wimberley's going to come up on that, but Sunnyvale just ready to get it away from danger and catch their breath a little bit. Ball again on the far side of the field, controlled by Wimberley. Poked away by the Sunnyvale left back out of bounds for a throw-in by Wimberley here inside the 10-yard line. They get it in quickly. Going to try to control it a little bit. Sunnyvale pokes it away, and they have some numbers here racing up the side of the field. She has some options. Let's see what she goes with. Bryn Shipman working up. It looks like she touches it on into the box. Sunnyvale has some options here. Ball goes off the crossbar. And then the ref points to the spot. Sunnyvale on the far side of the field, she had two options to center it and cross it. She tries to take the shot herself. Then on the way, when Wimberley's trying to clear the ball, they body check a Lady Raider inside the box, and immediately Sunnyvale points to the spot. This is a huge moment. 21 minutes, 17 seconds left. Sunnyvale is lining up for a free kick. I'm trying to see who that is. I think it's number 20, Macy Martin, with an opportunity to bring it to 2-1 for Sunnyvale. She does! On the near post, shoots it in low, ball bouncing in. Wimberley goalkeeper doesn't even know what to do with it, stands there, and it is now 2-1 with 21 minutes and 17 seconds remaining for Sunnyvale. These Lady Raiders have no quit in them. They have been a second half team through much of these playoffs, and you have to imagine for the last half of the state championship match, they're going to continue to fight. Now, I will say, though, clearly Wimberley has been a dangerous team as well, not because of just their record and their ranking, but the way they have played in the second half. They found something in their halftime adjustments where they have found space and ways to put pressure on the Lady Raiders. Now, you have to imagine some of that is because you're down 2 and you're having to push a little bit. But clearly there's something on that far side of the field they have seen and they've been exploiting. So Sunnyvale's going to have to do something about that. Ball comes to the midfield off the kickoff. Sunnyvale controls it. Macy Martin battling, wanting to create another scoring opportunity. She is fighting with the Wimberley midfielder. Sunnyvale comes in control. Ball bouncing around a little bit. It's going to go out of bounds, though, for a Wimberley throw-in. Ball up, touched by Wimberley, out of bounds on the far side of the field at about the 35-yard line. You can tell that goal has energized these Lady Raiders, and they have found that extra gear that you need in a state championship. All right, we're going to get our clock to match up with the stadium here. Ball on the far side of the field, touched on by the Lady Raiders. Victoria Morales running up the far side, crossing it into the box, bouncing. There was a couple of Lady Raiders out there, but Wimberley comes in, steps in front, and controls the ball. No shot on goal, but one of the best chances you've seen. Now, kick away by Wimberley. Again, going more with the wind. She's able to send it down all the way to the 30-yard line on their end of the field. Not able to do anything with it yet, but ball to that far side. Once again, Wimberley on the end of it looking for a cross. She stops, and then ball goes out of bounds. She tried to step back and cross up the Lady Raider defender. She ran by, but discipline on that far side of the field. Ball again out to the far side. That right midfielder or right forward for Wimberley is finding a lot of space over there. Oh, shot in, well outside the box, easily dealt with by the Sunnyvale goalkeeper. That Wimberley far midfielder or forward is finding a lot of space, and I'm not sure if that's by design and Sunnyvale just is worried about the middle. Oh, it looked like maybe a handball in the midfield. Even Wimberley kind of winced like she messed up, but no call by the ref. Ball plays on, bouncing around here near the midfield. Wimberley comes into it with space in the middle. She's working wide, though. She's going to send it out to the far side. No Raiders there. Cross into the box. Wimberley coming in from the near side into the middle. Tried to turn and shot goes wide of goal for a goal kick. Another dangerous opportunity for Wimberley. Ball bounces into the middle, but she was unable to get her body turned. Great job by Sunnyvale getting physical with her and forcing her to work, unable to get a clean shot. Sunnyvale going to send it away on the goal kick again, but Wimberley is able to cut this out, and they are on the move again towards the middle. Oh, touched onto the center. Had a little opportunity for a give and go, but unable to get a clean touch. Wimberley still in control. Oh, but Sunnyvale steps up, pokes it on. Oh, I thought they had an opportunity for the counter there. Oh, no, ball comes in the middle for Wimberley. She's got some space. I think she was offside. She was offsides. Two tense moments there. Sunnyvale seemed like they had the chance to step up. Left back steps up, cuts ball out. Thought she was going on the counterattack. Wimberley steps into it, though, cuts it off, sends it right to the middle. She had space in front of the box. I thought she was setting up to load up for the shot, but she was offsides. Now ball's away to the near side of the field. Sunnyvale throw in here going to be taken by number 6, Mia Manel. I hope I'm getting that name right. I apologize if I'm not. But it is going to be now a free kick for Wimberley. I think maybe that was a handball. Everybody's going to catch their breath for a moment. Clouds are rolling in from our right side. But again, I believe this weather's supposed to hold off until after the match. Kick away by Sunnyvale. There was a ball bounding in, easily dealt with by the goalkeeper. Some battling in the midfield. Oh, that has to be a free kick, and I would think a card. He is reaching, I think. Yes, that's going to be a yellow card on Wimberley. There was a battle in the midfield, and she came in hard and caught Sunnyvale up around the head. I'm a little surprised that possibly that wasn't a red card, only because she got up around her head. That elbow came in high and definitely was not going for ball. Clock stops there with 17 minutes remaining. Free kick away by Sunnyvale, bounding down. Wimberley able to head it away. She gets on the end of it in the midfield, and she is racing here. Sunnyvale center back able to control it. There was 3 Raiders around that. Going to make sure they had her closed in. Sends it to the middle, but, oh, now there's a battle in the middle. 13, Gracie Grimaldo sends it to the near side for Abby Dawson. She's got some space to work with, trying to find a cross. Touches it towards the middle. Oh, shot by Ava Singh right off a Wimberley defender. But I believe it was a handball. It was. Ava Singh had some space, decides to take the shot herself, bounce off the Wimberley defender for a handball. They're going to get a free kick, though, from the 10-yard line, so just outside of the box, about 2 yards outside the box, on the near side hash. I'd say about, what, a step to our side on the hash. So just outside of the hashes. She's going to get a free kick here. Wimberley wall is set up. Now the ref's going to walk them back to where they're supposed to be. Oftentimes they'll do that to make sure there's no quick kick. But the ref's usually in control of these moments. Victoria Morales is setting up with that left foot, which means from this near side, she might be able to bend it in. She tried from, I believe it was the 20 earlier, and bent it a little too much. She has a much better angle this time. You have to imagine she's going to take this shot herself. She steps in, takes the kick over the wall, and just over goal. I believe it was online, but it was just over goal. Ladies and gentlemen, if she had gotten that ball down, that was going to suck in on a postage stamp goal and be one of the prettiest goals I have ever seen. I mean ever, not just in high school soccer. But it's just a little high. I will say at the moment, it seemed like that crosswind was blowing right into her face, which from that distance, you don't know how much effect it is having, but I would not be surprised if that caused that ball to rise a little bit. But Sunnyvale able to get on the end of the goal kick, and they have some space up here on the near side of the field. Going to work it back patiently. Now to the middle. Wimberley's on the end of it, though, and going to cut it out. Very impressed by the Lady Raiders, though, of slowing down and trying to have some patience. Ball deep, but this time headed well by Sunnyvale. A little bit of a battle in the midfield. Wimberley has some space up the far side. You have to know they're going to try to send it up there, but it's cut out this time by the Lady Raider midfielder. Sends it down. It's bounding around a little bit. Oh, ball bounces over the Lady Raider defender head. Still a little bit of back and forth in the midfield. Wimberley under control right now, though. Nice touch into the middle. Oh, a little give and go, but going to be dealt with well by Sunnyvale, and the ball's going to go out of bounds. Some creativity on the far side, but nothing comes of it. Oh, Wimberley tries to send the ball down, but bounces off their own player's head. It's going to go into the middle. A little bit of a foot race here. Sunnyvale's going to get on the end of it, but can they control it? A little bit of a heavy touch comes to Wimberley in the midfield, but Sunnyvale's there. Oh, once again, great job by Sunnyvale coming back and cutting it out. If they can get something going here, they've got some space up the near side of the field. Ava Singh patiently working, battling two Wimberley defenders. She works up to the middle. Macy Martin's battling as well, sends it across, and I think that's Abby Dawson in the middle with some space, touches it on to Victoria Morales, who sends it down. Abby Dawson not there, though, and that ball's going to go out for a goal kick. I think she thought Abby Dawson was going to back out wide there and be ready to have a nice option for a cross, but Abby Dawson unable to do it. She's on the left side of the field, which I am not used to seeing her on there, but does seem to be like by design. I thought for a moment maybe just in the course of play she was in a position she's not familiar with, but she is actually lined up over there. Oh, some physicality once again off the goal kick. Ball comes to control to Wimberley. Sunnyvale center back heads it on, but right to a Wimberley player. They're trying to touch it on the middle, and they have options in space. Oh, and she misplays it and overruns it. Sunnyvale has control of it in the 40, but Wimberley's coming up and pressuring it. Great job by Macy Martin on the near side, rushing to keep it in bounds. Is going to just try to cross it. There's a foot race there. Wimberley's goalkeeper, for a moment, didn't play it cleanly, and Abby Dawson was crashing in, but she picks it up quickly. The Wimberley goalie does. Great hustle at Macy Martin to keep that ball in bounds. They had some options there, but with that cross into the box, especially at this moment in the game, creating as many dangerous opportunities as possible, as we are under 12 minutes left in the state championship match. Ball touched on the midfield, but not well. Wimberley's going to get a run up the right side again. Sunnyvale foot race on the far side of the field. She's working into the box. Oh, beautiful cross, chip shot into the back of the net, and it is now 3-1 Wimberley Lady Texans with 11 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. That was just some beautiful soccer. She patiently works past the Sunnyvale defender into the box, crosses it back to the middle. Wimberley Texan forward patiently waits for it, and just a beautiful chip shot that curves up and over the goalie and into the back of the net. It is 3-1 with 11 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. Far from over, but definitely going to be a challenging proposition now for the Lady Raiders. But again, I wouldn't put it past them. A team who comes down from 2 goals down in the second half, or a goal down, and then takes the lead with 20 seconds left. It is definitely never over with the attack that Sunnyvale can put on. Sunnyvale in control off the kickoff here, working the ball around. Going to send the ball wide. Patiently building the attack this time. Going to try to send it up. I will tell you, every time they try to get on the attack, the Wimberley team is there quickly ready to close any space that they might have, which is the advantage when you're up 3-1, as you can begin to bog down that back line. Wimberley back in control. Going to touch it on. They've got some space here on the numbers. Works it to the middle of the field. Some great passing by the Wimberley Lady Texans. Sunnyvale's going to race that down and make sure it goes out for a goal kick. I will say, impressive passing and ball control by the Lady Texans here. Ten minutes now left. Ball working on the far side again. Once again, foot race. Tries to send it to the middle. She does. Sunnyvale cuts in, deals with it, kicks it out of bounds for a throw-in. Sunnyvale been unable to answer after Wimberley makes that halftime adjustment on that far side of the field. Kudos to their coach for seeing that, and then to the Lady Texans for executing the game plan. Ball quickly away on this by the goalie. Victoria Morales trying to race, but unable to get on the end of it. Lady Texans going to send it down. Ball sent towards goal from about the 30-yard line for a second there. Thought it was going to go on frame, but it sails over the goal. Another goal kick for Sunnyvale. Number 19, Avery Adams, subbing back in for Sunnyvale. Freshman Lady Raider. Also Lady Raider basketball player. Looking forward to many years of contributions from multiple sports for her. As Sunnyvale looks to grab another state championship. Have one on the books in baseball and girls basketball. I would love to add more to the trophy case. I will say one thing, too, Sunnyvale's advantage would be this wind seems to continue to change directions as these storms blow in off of our right side, which I believe is the east. There may be some stuff behind us as well. Haven't checked the radar. But as they need to send balls down, it's going to make that ball kind of whip around, and there's an opportunity there for Wimberley to misplace some balls on the back line as Sunnyvale just has to send it in the box. But Wimberley has the ball in control in the middle of the field right now. Ball comes back to the middle again, blocked by Sunnyvale. Great job there, because anything on frame right now is dangerous. Kicked over their head, but Wimberley tries a pseudo bicycle kick. Never left the ground, but does try to kick it over her head. Ball safely goes out for a goal kick. Lady Raider down in the middle. Not sure what happened there. Seems like she just needs a second to catch her breath. I think maybe she got elbowed in the back as they were jockeying for position, but ref says play on. And she waves him off to say she's okay. Ball comes through the middle here, tries to touch it on, didn't realize Macy Martin wasn't quite ready for it yet, or she didn't understand what was about to happen. She had a little more position there maybe to go on a run instead of having space behind her. Trying to work a little give and go here. Touched out to Ava Singh. Oh, ball to the middle. She put a little more pace on that. I believe that was number 19, Avery Adams, had some space there in the middle. That is one thing. Some of those Sunnyvale passes have just not quite had the pace on them that they needed to get out there into space. Wimberley on the attack again in the middle. Oh, great shot, drop into the box. Wonderful footwork to beat the Sunnyvale defender. Oh, but there's an offsides flag. Wimberley once again was on the attack on the far side of the field, but the offsides flag came up. Some great footwork weaving through the Sunnyvale defense. Quick goal kick away. Wimberley going to send it down. Sunnyvale goalkeeper makes sure it gets out for the goal kick, but then chases it down quickly so she can get the ball back into play. Every second is precious here. Not going to send this one away. Going to send it to the left back who's working up the far side of the field, trying to get close enough to send it down, put some pressure. Oh, ball wide. Victoria Morales gets body checked on the far side of the field. I'm surprised that wasn't at least a free kick. Wasn't even an attempt on ball there. But nonetheless, we play on. Perhaps the ref was playing the advantage, but there wasn't much of one because there was a Wimberley defender. Sunnyvale back in control on the near side of the field. Macy Martin, great ball up the side. Victoria Morales, great job, back up, cuts to the middle of the field, shot from about 30 yards away, tucks just inside the near post for a goal kick. Not a lot of options out there. So wanted to take the shot while she had space, and you have to imagine the senior would love to have a hero moment here and try to get Sunnyvale back into this match with under 5 minutes remaining. The clock is definitely Wimberley's friend right now. Again, high school soccer ref a little more in control of the match, so you won't see as much on throw-ins, free kicks, set pieces of gamesmanship. But you have to know any ball out of bounds, Wimberley is not going to be in a huge hurry to get it back in. Wimberley in control in the midfield, finding some space in the middle. Wimberley forward on the near side was calling for the ball. She thought she had a run time, but she's going to come into control on the near side of the field, trying to work up for a cross to the middle. She is down in the corner. She's going to go try to earn a corner kick here. There's a battle. Ball's going to go out of bounds for a throw-in for Wimberley. She was content to go down and settle that in the corner, see if she could get a corner. Oh, no, sorry, that's a throw-in for Sunnyvale. We can't quite see that corner from here. Ball to Macy Martin. She's going to send it up, but dealt well with by the Wimberley Lady Texans. Again, their forwards. Stoppage here by the referee. Not sure exactly. Seems like he's having a talk with one of the Lady Texans. Not much. I guess just enough for a free kick. Probably just wanted to kind of remind them that he understands the moment and we don't want things to get out of hand. Again, the lady, I'm not sure exactly. He just handed the ball back to the Lady Raiders for the goalie to just punt it away. So maybe he thought there was an injury and he just wanted to double check. Again, kudos, I will say, to Wimberley's midfield and to their back line. It's very reminiscent of Sunnyvale against Godley last week. Not just being on the end of balls, but being under control and then making the right first pass to get the ball moving in the opposite direction. Again, Sunnyvale not played poorly at all. Backline working hard, goalie working hard. Just some beautiful passing so far by Wimberley, finishing on the chances they've been given. But then also when Sunnyvale gets on the counterattack, they're working hard, some good passes. It's just once they get about to midfield, Wimberley is crashing in from all sides, it seems like, and Sunnyvale able to find space. Macy Martin just sending a ball up the middle, hoping someone can get there on a foot race. She's chasing it herself now to keep pressure on that back line. Great job. Forces Wimberley just to kick it out of bounds at about the 25-yard line on the near side. Quick throw in, headed on by Sunnyvale. Trying to work anything they can here just to get the ball to the box, but the offsides flag goes up. Maybe a handball? I think that had to be a handball. Sunnyvale was nowhere near offsides. Throw-in was almost a little too quick as no Lady Raiders were there ready to do anything with it. 2.5 minutes of game time remaining. Once again, Wimberley on the attack. Great ball, touch to the middle towards the box. She was coming across, unable to control it though. She was coming across goal just outside the box, and she had a full head of steam. Ball into the box. I really thought Wimberley was offsides, but they are not. Headed on, Wimberley keeping it down here and just going to send it out for a goal kick. Sunnyvale goalie calling for the ball, asking someone near the field house to get it to them. Bounces off the brick wall. She is hurrying, under 2 minutes remaining. I think Wimberley thought they were offsides because neither one of them were really going for the ball. Goal kick away, but right to Wimberley once again in the middle of the field. Happy to be in control of it. Abby Dawson was racing in but unable to get to it. This is going to go out for another goal kick. There's a little bit of a brick retaining wall. Ball bounces right off of it. Sunnyvale going to be able to get it in quicker here. She's going to take a second, though, I think, to line this one up better. Be a little more strategic with placement. Sends it down. Once again, perfect touch by Wimberley off the goal kick, and they're off back in the other direction. Sunnyvale working hard on the far side of the field. Just a one-on-one matchup. Sunnyvale going to earn the throw-in. Headed back. No, they're going to say, come back and please do it again, I think. It's supposed to be a free kick. I was a little surprised. I knew Sunnyvale was on the ground, but they were in a hurry. We're coming up on 30 seconds remaining. The Wimberley faithful standing up. You can tell that they can sense their moment is near, avenging a tough loss from last year. You have to be happy for them in a sense. I can't imagine coming that close and coming up short and then being able to scratch and claw and earn your way back and then take on a vaunted Lady Raider attack like this. Again, Sunnyvale, the only team to put a goal on Wimberley all postseason. But that's going to end it. Wimberley is going to be your 4A Division II state champions. You can hear the crowd. They are starting to peek out our crowd mic here a little bit. Those girls, you can see, not just the celebration, you can see the emotion. The boys' game before us, there was a lot of running and just jumping and celebrating. These girls are on the ground. You can tell that this is a weight lifted for these girls. Sunnyvale Lady Raiders gathering in the middle of the field. UIL representatives bringing the medals out for them that are well-deserved. I know they can't hear me, but Lady Raiders, Raider Nation is proud of you. You have represented us well. And we look forward to great things to come in the future. Lady Raiders coming up just a little bit short today. Again, though, nothing to hang their head about. They rose to the moment against a very talented Wimberley team. They made adjustments. They were creating chances, working well together. You could definitely tell they were not overwhelmed. They just couldn't quite find that space in the final third. Kudos to Wimberley for having a great game plan on that. Between their back line and their defensive midfield. They just closed out the space on Sunnyvale. And I would say that really was the difference in the match. But again, great battle today by the Lady Raiders. Great representation for Sunnyvale throughout the playoffs. Again, kudos to the boys going 4 rounds deep and then coming up just short, but having many chances to square up the match and continue their season as well. Expecting great things from these programs. Really appreciate all of Raider Nation that came out to support today. Looking forward to more of that support in the regular season and the postseason as we continue to see the Sunnyvale Raider and Lady Raider soccer programs hopefully become well-known statewide and annual traditions where we expect deep runs like this into the playoffs and continue to support this exciting sport and the Raiders and Lady Raiders that represent us so well in playing it. Again, thanks to Coach Campos for leading both programs, for the assistants on both staffs. Saw Coach Wangler and the training staff there taking care of the girls there. We appreciate all they do to keep our Raider athletes healthy. Coach Stutz for always being out to support all programs. See Mr. Kimball here out, who's been out supporting these teams throughout the playoffs, draping the medals over their necks. Thank you to the band and cheerleaders for coming out today to support. Again, just coming up a little bit short. Well-deserved state championship by Wimberley. Obviously, we wanted it to go a different way today, but we have a lot to be proud of. This is Buck Baskin signing off for Raider Media. We will see you soon for some baseball and softball coverage, hopefully in the regular season, definitely the playoffs. We love those sports, but spring's a little crazy for all of us as we have lots of activities and things going on as the school year wraps up. But we will definitely be bringing some of you that action with video as well. Looking forward to having our cameras back up and running. Nikki Baskin was here with me. Couldn't run her camera today, but she did a great job of being a spotter, making sure I got these calls right. Always appreciate her hitting the road with me as we've enjoyed this journey. Again, thank you to everyone for your support. And we will see you soon. Sunnyvale falls 3-1 to the Wimberley Lady Texans. Great season, championship effort. Definitely can hold your heads up high, and we will look forward to more great soccer action down the road.